What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Saturday morning edition of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault here on BettingPros.com. We're always being brought to you by BetMGM. You can follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt, and we are here right after the Dodgers game just ended. Couple of things happened with that Dodgers victory. First, it was a 2-2 night. We got the Dodgers on the run line at plus 102 on that one. We got the under at minus 120 correct for the hockey game, Toronto and Winnipeg. And hockey in basketball was a disaster on a point spread basis. Both the Mavericks and the Warriors do not cover. So 2-2, pretty much just down the juice a little. So a little bit of a losing night, except the parlay hit. Okay? Some of you got it at plus 850. Because once the Warriors pulled everybody, their money line dropped dramatically, so the odds on the parlay went up significantly. The Dodgers win, and so the over in the Rockies game comes in, and the Wizards, the Mavericks, the Grizzlies, and the Warriors all win. Those all hit. 2 baseball bets hit. 6-leg parlay, plus 600 more. Really, it was probably plus 750 for most of you guys if you played it. I don't play it, but congratulations, because that's now 4-13 for the parlay. So if you're betting $100 on this, you've won $2,400 and you've lost $1,300, meaning you're up $1,100 on the parlay, which is the complete opposite of what I'm trying to prove to you guys, saying parlay is a bad idea, don't bet parlays, it's dumb. But now I'm 4-13, and if I had been betting $100, I'm not betting $100, but if I was, you could be way, way up. I know a bunch of you guys cashed on this, and so look, buy a t-shirt, okay? fantasypros.com/shop. Go buy Daily Juice gear, okay? If you won $1,000, if you won more than that, whatever you won last night, whatever you were able to, if you won $500, $1,000, $2,000, whatever you wound up winning last night, the tip is to go buy a t-shirt, okay? Go buy a Daily Juice t-shirt, spread the word, tell your friends, get people involved, get your brother, mother, sisters, whoever, get them involved listening to Daily Juice. Keep growing the audience, bring him into the Discord channel, have him be a part of the community, and that's all the thanks I need for that if you did wind up playing that. So it's kind of crazy that I've hit 4 out of 17 of those, given that they are such long shot Hail Marys. But that was one I told you last night. I got on it and I said, hey, I feel really good about that parlay. If you go back and listen to last night's podcast, or yesterday's podcast, I told you I felt pretty good about it. And I was like, and then, man, that Warriors game, I was pretty confident that Warriors game was going to burn us because they were falling apart late. The Raptors, not the Raptors, but who were they playing? I forget who they were playing. Oh, the Pelicans. The Pelicans really started to come on strong, and then, man, at home, they played hard. We don't get that 6.5, and they win by 1, right? Or 3? They won by 3? Yeah, 3. So if you bet the closing number, you cashed. If you got 2.5 or 2, you cashed. I still liked the Warriors last night, -2, and they did cover that. But I bet overnight 6.5. The number completely cratered on me because of everybody sitting out for both teams. And that's just the treachery of betting NBA basketball right now. And it's one reason why I'm not betting the NBA again today. Although on Sunday I might get involved. That Warriors game against the Memphis Grizzlies, I'm probably going to be involved with that one. And I may be involved with a game or two. But NBA player props will come back. I didn't bet the NBA player props simply because it was stupid. Everyone was sitting. The numbers were all out of whack. It was too tough. I couldn't do it. So that's why I didn't do NBA player props. And we just had 4 bets going at a half a unit yesterday to go 2-2 on our bets. But the headliner, obviously, is the Don't Bet Parlays Parlay cashes 6-legger. A 6-leg. I can't cash 3-leggers mostly. Now we just hit a 6-legger, but it's just one of those, you could see it coming, right? Just the money lines in the NBA, given who is playing for something and who is not, it does come through for us. So not bad. Not bad. All right, here is where we are with today's podcast. This is another Saturday where we've got a variety of things going on. I have got picks for UFC 262. I have got a trifecta box that I'm going to give you that's really not that impressive, but just what everyone's telling me to do. So for the Preakness. So if you want to know what I'm betting on the Preakness, I'll tell you what I'm betting for the Preakness. And then I've got one hockey play for you, and then we will have 2 NBA player props coming up on the other side. I'm not going to bet baseball today unless I add something late, but right now I'm not going to bet baseball. Okay, so let's just start with the main event between Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler. I've been pretty spiritedly arguing this fight. Michael Chandler is a hell of a fighter, okay? I don't really like the guy. I'm going to be honest. I don't like him. But he's good, okay? I don't like people who come over from Bellator and start running their mouth. Michael Chandler is a dude that could come in and become sort of the heel of the division, which is maybe what the UFC wants him to be, and kind of bringing the UFC mix, WWE combination connection together. He's going to run around with the American flag and blah, blah, blah. Okay, sure, whatever. But they need it because the UFC lightweight division is not that interesting right now. Charles Oliveira has been fighting for a really long time, 10 years in fact, and he finally gets a title shot here tonight against Michael Chandler. Charles Oliveira has fought a much higher caliber of competition than what we have seen Michael Chandler fight, okay? Michael Chandler has beaten up ex-washed-up UFC fighters in Bellator and a bunch of guys you never heard of, okay? Charles Oliveira, in his last fight, defeated Tony Ferguson, okay? He has fought really tough fighters. He's earned this title shot. He's waited and waited and waited, okay? His striking has improved, but this is a guy who has not gone past 3 rounds, okay? Michael Chandler has gone 5 rounds a bunch of times. He's been, a belt holder at Bellator, okay? So I think he has a gas tank that's a little bit maybe deeper. I thought about betting the over in this game, but in this fight, but here's how I'm going to play this fight, okay? I don't want to put a half a unit down on Charles Oliveira. So what I'm going to do is a quarter unit on Charles Oliveira to submit Michael Chandler. I know he's never been submit before, but this is a different type of dude, okay? This is what this guy does. He has his takedown average 2.64 per round. His takedown accuracy is 44%. He attempts 2.8 submissions every single fight. I mean, this is a guy who's going to try to tap you out, okay? He has records on records on records for submission in the UFC and finishes in the UFC, and just he's all over the record books, okay? He is longer. He's going to have a 3-inch reach advantage over Michael Chandler, which is a little bit weird because he's the grappler, Michael Chandler's the striker, so their body types are a little bit backwards to how they should be. But the over on this fight, Oliveira for a quarter unit to submit Michael Chandler, okay, plus 200, okay, he's getting good odds. Oliveira winning this fight, he's the favorite, but if he wins it, he's winning it by submission, okay? I can't see him winning on the scorecards. I can't see him winning it. I mean, if he's going to win this fight, he's winning it by submission, okay? So a sprinkle, you would say, on Oliveira to submit Michael Chandler. The full half-unit bet on this fight is it to go under, okay? And I know I'm not jumping out on a limb here by coming out and taking the under in this fight, but I think you have to kind of find some value here. It's minus 180 for this fight to go under. So I'm going to put a half a unit down on it and expect that it's probably going to go under. So if we could hit them both, it would be really kind of nice. Oliveira to go ahead and get a victory, to a submission at plus 200, and then have it happen in the second round would be beautiful. That would be an awesome thing to have happen. And if we're wrong about Oliveira and Michael Chandler is going to wind up winning this fight, he's going to win this thing relatively quickly, okay? Michael Chandler's average fight time is 6:38. He's a guy who lands 4.29 strikes per minute. That's a full strike more per minute than what Charles Oliveira does. And Chandler's a wrestler, okay? He's got a wrestling background. He's got 80% takedown defense, okay? This guy is difficult to bring down. I'm not going to debate that in the least. And so that's why Oliveira is going to have to overcome here. He's going to have to make it into a grappling match. I thought about playing the over for that reason, but Oliveira hasn't gone 5 rounds, hasn't gone in the championship rounds. I don't think he wants to go into deep water. So I've got a quarter unit kind of hanging out there that I haven't kind of got involved. I'm going to leave that to the side, and I may come back leading into the fight, during the card. I may come back with a quarter unit play here for this fight. But right now, I have a quarter unit on Charles Oliveira to submit Michael Chandler and a half a unit on the under for this fight, under 2.5 rounds at minus 180, how I'm playing the main event. Now, I do have a half a unit parlay for you guys to jump into, and this comes, Gina Manzani has had her whole life turned upside down, okay? I don't know much about who she's fighting, except I talked to some people. I know her brother really well. In fact, I saw her brother yesterday or 2 days ago, and asked him how Gina was feeling. She's one of the biggest favorites on the card. She's 7-4, but she got dropped from the UFC. She was re-signed. She won her last fight. This fight probably goes the distance. This fight probably winds up going to the cards. Manzani probably wins it 2-1, somewhere in that range here. But I like Gina Manzani to win her fight at minus 215, okay? Again, one of the biggest favorites on the entire card that you can jump in here with her. But I think that she is... I think the company likes her, to be quite honest. I think that the company is intrigued, at least, to keep her around. She lives in Las Vegas, or I guess part-time now, and she has rededicated herself to the sport. She really has a good feel for it. She's minus 200. FanDuel's at minus 200. Circus at minus 210, okay? If you take that with Tony Ferguson and Beneil Dariush, which is going to be a war of a fight, okay? But if you take that and go to the over 2.5 rounds and parlay that together, you get plus 130 odds, okay? I cannot see Dariush stopping Tony Ferguson early. I can't see Tony Ferguson being stopped, period, but maybe in the later rounds, Tony Ferguson gets stopped, and then Ferguson to stop Dariush, it would be like, what? Like, it would be kind of shocking to have happen. So I think the over in that fight is really, really likely to hit between Dariush and Ferguson, just because you can hit Tony with a crowbar and he keeps on going. So this is a half a unit, 2-leg teaser. Manzani to win her fight. Just win, money line. Manzani to win her fight. And then the over for Dariush and Ferguson in their fight over 2.5 rounds, and that's a half a unit, plus 130 on that 2-leg parlay, okay? So you've got 4 bets for you, with one potentially coming a little bit later on that I may jump into. I'm going to hold off that quarter unit on something else that I may get involved. I'm not there yet, perfectly there where I want to be, but we have Oliveira by submission at plus 200, the under 2.5 rounds for a half a unit at minus 180, and we've got Gina Manzani to win her fight, money line, parlayed with the over for the co-main event for Dariush and Ferguson, going into a plus 130 on that for the plays for the UFC. I'm very interested and really excited to see this card. It's full crowd in Houston. Loud, loud, loud. So it's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to watching this card. But Chandler, Oliveira's got a huge opportunity. Michael Chandler very well could wind up winning this. A lot of people like Michael Chandler taking the plus money. Oliveira is the slight favorite, minus 130, minus 140. Really looking forward to watching that fight. So, okay, let's talk about the Preakness. And what am I betting on the Preakness? Okay, I'm just telling you what I'm doing, and this is an $18 bet, so it's not like we're going in heavy here. I'm going back to the trifecta box. Midnight Bourbon is now the favorite at the time of taping here. Midnight Bourbon's the favorite to go and win this race. And there may be a lot of public money coming in simply because Midnight Bourbon is not a Baffert horse. The two Baffert horses are Concert Tour and Medina Spirit. They're both very fast. They're both going to go to the front very quickly. And can Midnight Bourbon run them down is the question, okay? Trifecta box, $3 bet, $18, okay? $3 trifecta box, Concert Tour, Medina Spirit, Midnight Bourbon in any order. 1, 2, 3 in any order, okay? It's not going to pay out big, all right? It's not going to be this monster payout. I don't think we're going to see a long shot here. Pretty much everyone I'm talking to that those 3 horses are the 3 to beat. and they're going to finish in some order, and there's not a lot of room for long shots here, but Midnight Bourbon is getting a lot. And I may take that extra quarter unit, and I may come here and give you, I may take Midnight Bourbon to win the race. I don't know. But I will play at least one bet at the Preakness, and that is a trifecta box for $3, $18 bet, Concert Tour, Medina Spirit, Midnight Bourbon, in any order, 1, 2, 3, for a trifecta for the Preakness, okay? Medina Spirit passed the drug tests. Concert Tour did as well. They're running. Bob Baffert won't be there, but you could have Medina Spirit again winning 2 legs of the Triple Crown with that Kentucky Derby win very much in question. Bob Baffert getting sued by gamblers. It's a mess still, but the horse doesn't know. What does the horse know? The horse is like, hey, let's go run. So Concert Tour, Medina Spirit, Midnight Bourbon. Okay, and then one more bet to give you, Bruins Capitals. Bruins are minus 120 on the money line here at the time of taping against the Washington Capitals, and you know where I'm going here. This is my team here, okay? These guys have gone back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. 4-4 the season series in the 8 games between Boston and the Capitals. But TJ Oshie is banged up and may not play in this game. Let's see about the injuries for Washington. It's why the Bruins are favored. It could be a little bit of a tough one. The Capitals won 2-1 in the last game, but it didn't really matter. Bruins won 6-3 the last time they played when it really did matter. Capitals won the game before that, 8-1. Bruins 4-2. Bruins 5-1. Capitals 2-1. Bruins 5-3. And the Capitals 4-3. I do think the under 5.5 is a good idea here. I will be personally on that as well. I'm not going to have it officially. I'm just going to take the Bruins to win. But I think the under 5.5 is a decent play if you want a little extra action on this game. I can't see the Bruins wanting to get into a firefight here. I think they'll wind up wanting to play tighter. And, a 3-1, 3-2 type of win for Boston is how I think this game's going to go. But because it's the playoffs, I don't want to get involved officially with a full unit here because I got to see what's going to happen. So I'm curious to see what ends up going down and how this whole thing kind of unfolds here. So, yeah. So So we're going to see what happens with that. And then, so the Bruins half a unit money line on the Boston Bruins. And then the other half a unit we'll throw on the NBA player props, 2 of them coming at you on the Discord channel by going to bettingpros.com/chat or by hitting the link, which is below me on YouTube for the video portion of the Daily Juice podcast. Okay, so to recap it all, here we go. Oliveira by submission plus 200. The under in the main event at 2.5 rounds. Gina Manzani to win, parlayed with the over 2.5 rounds in the co-main event at plus 130. Bruins money line at minus 120. Concert Tour, Medina Spirit, and Midnight Bourbon come in with a trifecta box. 1, 2, 3, $18 bet. Not a lot of money, just a flyer to see if we can cash on that for the favorites here with Concert Tour, Medina Spirit, and Midnight Bourbon coming through for the Preakness. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. Each and every morning, it's the Daily Juice Podcast brought to you by BetMGM here on BettingPros.com.